Sometimes, when the sentence was long and complex, he wrote it down on a piece of paper he always carried with him. "Fancy a chat?" That was the usual start of their conversation. They talked about everything, except for the cold cases Sensi was investigating and Morphy's story. They had both agreed this. Neither of them wanted to remember. "Okay, but no money for you. I'm already having speech therapy." That was his standard answer. A year ago, Claps wouldn't have been able to say it. That night, however, Sensi was acting a bit differently. He was forcing himself to smile, and his eyes had a darker shade to them. Claps had immediately noticed the difference. "I thought you would defer tonight," he said. "Some important things happened." Sensi looked away and pretended to read the menu, which he knew off by heart. "No, you know that I really enjoy meeting up with you. Also, he spoke very slowly. He lifted his eyes towards Claps again. "I want to talk to you about what happened." He looked away again. "I mean, if you want to, of course." Then he remained silent for a while. Ever since the Morphy case was over and Claps had undergone rehab, they'd never even mentioned the cold cases Sensi was investigating. Claps had been okay with this. He was a man with a severe disability who still had many personal hurdles to overcome. He felt like a veteran who was thankful for still being alive. What was the point of being interested in his old job, a job that he could never return to? Wouldn't it just be an excuse for him to pretend that he couldn't still lead his old life? Wouldn't it just create the illusion that he was still alive? That night was different. A spark, a sudden subliminal flash of lightning, had given Claps unusual interest in his colleague's investigation. I'll listen." Sensi took off his glasses and laid them carefully on the table. He began to speak in a calm voice. "As I'm sure you remember, it all began a little over 3 months ago." Part 1. 100 days earlier, late November. Elagi Demba had been in Italy for around 20 years. He had arrived as an illegal immigrant from Senegal when he was about 20. To survive, he'd been a street trader over the summer and had done any type of underpaid illegal job that he could find during the winter. Elagi was a strong man. He was tall, with a well-built body, solid like a baobab. He was proud of his family. His father, his grandfather before him, and his ancestors too, were highly respected in the village where he had lived as a child. Elagi was an honest, calm man. He didn't like to speak much. "Those who always speak will always know less than those who keep calm and ponder." After a while, he had managed to legitimize his stay in Italy and had found a job in this little town in the north. He lived near a river that looked very different from those of his homeland. In the winter, it would get colder than he ever could have imagined when he was a child. Elagi's life hadn't been easy, but a baobab thrives whatever the weather. His jom, the essence of his education, had guided his heart and his footsteps. His ngor, the art of being honest, had always been an obvious quality. His yokute, his willingness to improve himself, had never worn out. He'd been married only once, to Rama, something which was unique in his family. She had given him 2 daughters, Alisa, who was 7 years old, and Aminata, his 14-year-old elder daughter, commonly known as Ami. If necessary, he would have given his life for his 2 daughters. Elagi owned the house he lived in. The mortgage would take another 10 years to pay off. For this reason, he liked to work long hours so that he could save some money. That evening in late November, a thin fog brooded over the river, and he returned.